Hello everyone and welcome back to another makeup video. I'm just going to start out by showing off my lockdown nails, so just excuse them. We're going to start on the eyes today and I'm just going to grab this PLouis blank canvas eyeshadow base and carve out my eyebrows and drag it down to my eyelid and pat that in using a fluffy brush. This is just going to help set everything down and also blend out the edges of the blank canvas, just so later on when we do our foundation there is no harsh lines between the eyeshadow base and the foundation. Today I'm using the 350X palette by Morphe and taking this beautiful deep brown shade and just mapping out where I want the darkest of my cut crease to be. So this will just be placed above my natural crease. I do have hooded eyes, so I'm pretty much just making a new crease just so the lid doesn't transfer when we apply the cut crease. Using the same palette, I'm just picking up a lighter brown shade on a smaller pencil brush and just placing that straight on top of the first shade that we put down. I'm using the 50-50 technique, so I'm blending 50% of the shadow onto the first color and then 50% onto the blank canvas. This will just help with a more even and gradient blend. Then I'm just going to pick up an even lighter brown on a fluffier brush, but still keeping this eyeshadow look nice and controlled. I'm just blending that on top, just up near the brow bone for a nice gradient blend out, just so there's no harsh lines. And then I'm just going to go back in with the second shade that we used on that small pencil brush and go in and define the color a little bit more. Sometimes you can lose a bit of the color, so you just have to go back in and keep applying more color and blending that out, and that's what's going to give you the nice gradient effect. Now going back in with a blank canvas, I'm going to take a concealer brush and flatten it out using the product, and then I am just going to start to shape where I want my cut crease. As you can see here, I do go above my natural crease because I have hooded eyes, and then I'm just going to take some micellar water and a cotton bud and just remove the eyeshadow and blank canvas below that line. This is just going to ensure we have a nice clean base that we can add on some more blank canvas. As you can see here, I'm just doing it in a downwards motion and dragging from the top to the bottom. Another tip, you can actually use Vaseline to remove the cut crease as well. I see a lot of people doing that. I haven't tried that one yet, but that's something that I will try eventually. But yeah, cut creases can be all different shapes and sizes. It honestly just depends on your eye shape and the look that you are wanting to create. I'm just going to use a clean fluffy brush and start patting down the blank canvas just to ensure that it's all set. Picking up the Morphe palette, I'm going to take that dark brown shade that we first used in the crease and I'm just going to pat that on the outer corner of my eye. Once again, depending on what look you are going for and what shape, you can kind of recreate different shapes with using the outer corner of the eye. I just quickly switched up brushes to a smaller brush and the second eyeshadow color that we used and placed that down as well. I also made sure that it was nice and blended so there was no harsh lines. I then used the NYX eyeshadow pigment primer and applied that on top of the blank canvas because we are going to use some glitter. Just make sure this is nice and tacky before you do use the glitter or shimmer. I'm going to use this one by Ivana Beauty in the shade Jade. It's so beautiful. Look how pretty this is. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with it. I love this color. I'm just placing that on top with stamping motions and not swiping motions, making sure that I get right up to that cut crease just so there's no blank spaces. I then grab a makeup wipe and remove any excess underneath the eye from the eyeshadow and the shimmer, and just clean up the sides of the eye as well. I'm then going to take a black gel liner. This one is by Maybelline, and I'm just placing that in my upper waterline and also my upper lash line, just making sure that there's no spaces left between the waterline and the lash line. This is just going to help give the most natural effect when we do pop on some lashes, and it's just going to blend much easier. I'm going to pop on some false lashes. These are the Mink lashes by Ivana Beauty in the style Rona. Moving on to the face, I am going to prime using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer and just focusing that on my T-zone area. I then wanted to try out the Dewdrops by Glow Recipe. I showed these in my most recent video. It was a Mecca haul. I just applied that to the highest points of my face. This stuff smells so good. I literally could just smother my face in it. It smells so good. But yeah, it was really pretty on the skin. For foundation, I use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation and just stippled that into my face with a brush. Now, this is not a foundation that I would ever purchase again. It's like $100 here in Australia, and I just don't think it is worth it, but you know, I used it today. Moving on to concealer, I use the Born This Way. Was the Born This Way concealer? Oh my god, that's going so fast and I've just missed it. But anyway, I'll list it down below. I'm applying that underneath my eyes and down the center of my face, and also just blending that out using my Ivana Beauty Cake Sponge. To set that down, I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Now, this is my favorite powder, but if you guys know any other setting powder that is amazing like this, please let me know, because I do want to try a new one. Then taking this MAC bronzer in the shade Give Me Sun, I'm going to bronze up my face because this foundation was a little bit too light and it was making me feel really flat. But yeah, I just added some definition with that bronzer through my cheekbones, my jawline, my temple, and also my nose. And then I'm going to use this blush by MAC in the shade Peaches and apply that to the contoured of my cheekbones. And then for highlighter, this is going so fast, I'm using this one by Mecca. It's like a nice shimmery gold highlighter, and I'm just placing that on top of the highest points of my face. I then just go back in underneath the eye and start buffing out the medium brown shade and sweeping that underneath the lash line from the outer corner to the inner corner, just making sure that I really blend out the bottom edges so it's nice and blown out. And then I just went ahead and applied some mascara to the bottom lashes. Then to set everything down and to help the makeup sink into the skin, I just spritz my face using the Fix Plus by MAC. And then moving on to liner and lips, I used MAC Soar Lip Liner Pencil and also used the Soar Lipstick and applied that all over my lips. I did shape my lips a little bit different today, just trying out new shapes. I actually really liked how they turned out. So that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Definitely like this video if you did, and I will leave everything listed down below in the description. And that is pretty much it. I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.